Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. So we are gonna take a look at the relationship between Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, aka Coulson. I forget what his last name is. I just remember that his first name is Coulson. So, it's kind of one of those things of like, you left your long-term relationship and now all of a sudden he's the love of your life, You kind of wonder, like, is that real or is this a rebound? What's going on? So we're going to go ahead and just take a look at, like what is going to happen with their relationship. And then if we have time, we'll like look at Brian Austin Green, I do have a separate reading I'm going to do on him because now he is dating somebody. So it's going to be a little interesting. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. Spirit, please join us and answer any questions that we have in regards to the relationship between Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, aka Coulson. What do we need to know about the two of them? Is this a good relationship, a bad relationship? What's going to go in there? Thank you, Spirit, for joining us and answering any questions that we have in regards to Megan Fox and Coulson, aka Machine Gun Kelly, especially with the intent and purpose of clarity and understanding, not with any bad intention. Thank you, Spirit, for joining us and answering all of these questions. And if you wanted to book your own personal reading with me, everything is listed in the description box below, and you can use coupon code Bella20 at checkout for 20% off your reading with me. 2, 3, 4, 5. And my computer is updating, so as soon as it's done, I'm gonna get on and email everybody. You guys literally had me on back-to-back calls all day yesterday and today and Friday too, so we're doing that. But I will be, while this is uploading, getting back to everybody. I don't really know, like, is Machine Gun Kelly like a cool person, or is he one of those, kind of G-Eazy type dudes? All I know about him is that he's really good friends with Pete Davidson, and he's some kind of a musician and had a beef with Eminem. So I don't really know like a whole lot about him. Like, I don't know his music or anything like that, so I'm always kind of out of the loop on all of that kind of stuff. All right, so I like Megan Fox a lot, actually. I don't know. I've heard a lot of weird things about her relationship or marriage with Brian Austin Green, so I definitely want to be nosy and see if that was true. But it's talking about, like, it took a lot for her to be able to walk away from her marriage. She tried before, and obviously that didn't happen. And the thing that I don't really like in this is that it's like she needed somebody else to be the catalyst for her to finally have the strength and conviction to actually finally, like, do something, about it. And so, because it's talking about the strength and the 8 of Cups being like her trying to walk away, and then the 3 of Cups and her as the Queen of Wands, is that she had to have somebody else that she was emotionally like into or involved in, to give her the excuse, the reason, the thing, to hang her hat on to finally leave that situation. And from what I read, they were filming some movie together, and that's when they met, and then she came home and was sort of like, I'm done or whatever. I wasn't sure if that was true, but looking at these cards, apparently it was, right now, you know, they seem like they're in a good place and everything, but underneath, things are not quite like that. Like, oh my God, like everything is perfect and I was just with the wrong person all this time and it was really him. It's more, that was what I needed to get out of a situation that I wasn't happy in. But the reasons why you're unhappy were not solely dependent on that marriage, you know, because we have the Six of Wands, the Knight of Wands. That's the current energy of, you know, I'm victorious, I got away. But then with the Six of Cups and the Five of Swords, it's the things that you still need to work on within yourself are still an issue. And of course, you know, she's sort of distracting herself by pouring her love and attention and energy into somebody else. However, with the Two of Wands, the Hermit, and the Page of Wands, there's just, he doesn't match her energy, which is what I was like really like picking up in some pictures and just reading some stuff, because I went and looked at them again, you know, before I did this, and it was like the way that she captions things and the way that she sort of is towards him, I feel like she really is sort of penning this like hope or belief, like you're gonna be my everything, and I just, you know, was able to seamlessly transition over to you. And he's like, I got Megan Fox, she's so hot. But like, is he really deep down inside in it for the long run? I'm not exactly sure. So we'll pull more cards and see. But this is just the underlying energy and what is currently, you know, sort of their connection, interaction, all of that. So yeah, it's just really like about like I'm, you know, pouring my energy and attention into something else. So one second, you guys. I gotta answer somebody because they're freaking out. Okay. So sorry, guys. People always like want to hit me up like, it's an emergency, I need to talk to you, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of a YouTube video or with a client. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's just right now, like, he thinks that he got everything, like, oh yeah, like I won, like I have the hottest girl and stuff. But again, there's this Queen of Cups, Two of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Strength card, and Chariot. She's gonna be pushed to have to like deal with the stuff that she was not dealing with, you know, in her marriage, because not all of the problems that were in her marriage were just because of her and her husband. But, you know, I mean, that's what happens. Like, when we get out of a long relationship, we have to find ourselves again. And I think that that is more of what it is. With this Chariot, the Ten of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Page of Cups, it's like she has to put in the work to figure out who is she now. You know, if you don't take that time to do it, it's really hard to know, like, is this a good, happy relationship for me to be in and fulfilling to me, because your needs change over time. So, let's see. what is the future for the relationship between Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox? What is the future between Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox? You know what? I kind of like always had this weird feeling like, okay, like Megan Fox, like I always felt like she would more have ended up with somebody like Machine Gun Kelly, you know, because Brian Austin Green, I don't know, I mean, he just kind of seemed like more of like a family man and sort of like, I've lived my life and I want to settle down, and she was just like popping off and being the hot girl in Hollywood, and usually girls like that, you know, at least for the very start, go through their period of dating the rock star guys, and then when they've had enough of that and they're ready to settle down, then they find a Brian Austin Green. Whereas, you know, in this situation, she just sort of like skipped all of that and settled down right away. So I feel like, you know, that happens where you just want to go like experience all the things that you missed out on, but yeah, I just honestly, guys, I think that he's gonna leave her. I don't see there being like cheating or anything like that. It's more, he's not prepared for the emotional burden that comes with, you know, being with a woman who basically has, you know, to figure out her whole life and rebuild, and can be kind of like emotional, right? You know, it's like right now it's like the excitement. It's like, oh yes, she loves me because I seem amazing compared to her ex and we're having the most fun and everything. But once it really comes down to, let's get so emotionally involved and really like start to like, you know, work on the future. Where are we going? Are we gonna be committed? Are we gonna, you know, buy a house and have babies and all of that stuff? That's when all of a sudden, you know, here's this death card. Here's him showing up as the King of Swords with this Four of Cups, and it's like he's just gonna move on. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like, I don't even feel like they fight, guys. I think it's just like literally like they're gonna come to a point where it's like, what are we gonna do with our relationship? You know, she's gonna want more, and he's just like, I'm not ready for that. That's not exactly what I wanted. So yeah. Don't be surprised though if she doesn't come up pregnant or try to get pregnant, because there's the Five of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Judgment card as the underlying energy. So that's about trapping somebody with a baby kind of energy, so you can't leave me. Again, I don't think that she's a bad person. I don't think he's a bad person. I think that it's literally just, you know, sometimes we get into relationships that we're not supposed to be in, or that we shouldn't have jumped right into a relationship without taking time for ourselves and really healing and working on ourselves. And that's not going to be just a couple months when you've been with somebody for most of your life and you've built a whole entire family and have, you know, what, 3 kids with them. So alrighty. Let's see, how does Coulson feel about Megan? Spirit, how does Coulson feel about Megan or view her? I swear, y'all, if you ever want somebody to text you back, just start making a YouTube video. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, y'all would not text me back all day long, and then as soon as I like turn the camera on, that's when it's like, Bella. Okay. of sees himself as like her knight in shining armor. Right now, I mean, he's in it. It's just, you know, like I said, I think sometimes that happens to one person. It doesn't mean both people aren't in love or aren't going to fall in love, but sometimes one person might just be a little more there before the other person gets there, if that makes sense. And I feel like it's that, where it's like, you know, is he falling in love with her? Does he care about her? Yes. Is he like, oh my God, I'm so in love with you, the way that she is about him? Not quite. But he did see himself as, you know, because they definitely hooked up before she left her husband, guys. Okay, because there's this five of wands, the lovers. Then here comes Megan as the Empress with this 5 of cups. And then the Emperor, which is, you know, obviously Brian. His mom and dad, you know. So she definitely, you know, I feel like was seeking comfort in Coulson as she was trying to figure out how to like leave this situation. He came in as that King of Swords and he really thought that he had something better, and it's like, I think a little bit of it was that ego trip too. Not only did I get Megan Fox, but I got Megan Fox to leave her husband to be with me, so I'm kind of a badass, you know, like that kind of but again, it's like once it comes down to, are you gonna commit? 2 of Cups, King of Coins, and this Justice, and then we have the Knight of Coins and the Knight of Cups. So he's not gonna really stick around for that. He'll consider it, but then it's like when it comes down to it, it's like I'm just quite not ready for that. But I feel like if she didn't want kids or a marriage or like expected that he needed to be her new husband and baby daddy, he'd stay with her longer. It's just that I think that he's aware enough, like, I'm gonna hurt your feelings, or you want things before I'm going to be able to give them to you. That's sort of going to be that catalyst to make things end. So, Spirit, how does Brian Austin Green view this relationship? What does he think of it? What is his energy towards the whole Megan Fox and Coulson situation? Thank you, Spirit, for joining us. And Richard, if you're watching this, I have my bun and my scrunchie still. One of my clients earlier was like, did you put your hair up in a bun and the scrunchie? I was like, literally right before I called you. So shout out to Richard for noticing that. Okay. I love talking to you guys too. You guys are amazing and I cannot thank you enough. You're so sweet. Like literally, like I feel like you guys are all like my new best friends after I talk to you. I'm like, now we're soul family. We've mixed energy. We're best friends. And can I say, I've said this a million times and I will say it again. Women are killing it right now. Like y'all be calling me, not even tripping. It's like, a guy comes up, whatever. You guys are all like, I just started a business. I need to know how this is going to go. Like, I'm like, yes, girl, get it. I love it. So, he thinks that Coulson's going to cheat on her. You know, it's like he literally sees him as like Captain Save-A-Ho, and that he is gonna end up like breaking her heart. Like he thinks like, oh, he's gonna go pick some Instagram baddie or something like that, and she's gonna be devastated. And he honestly thinks that she's gonna come back to him and try to like repair their relationship when that happens. He was mad at first, but honestly, he still cares about her. So I don't really get, like, it's more like, where did I mess up? You know, was it me? Was it her? Like, there's a lot of soul searching that he's been doing with all of this. But he also felt like it's almost like, you tried to leave me before. Like, I knew at some point it was gonna come again. And so, like, that's why I feel like, even though he was mad, and it was more being mad about the way that she did it, because he felt like she wasn't being honest with him. But he's honestly just gotten over it. Like, he kind of more so, like, feels like you don't know what you got yourself into, and I've been around and I've seen this shit for so long in my career. Like, this is not gonna go the way that you think it is. Like, you're out here playing games, but then once everything comes to light and, like, the other shoe drops, then you're gonna want to come running back home. She's not. She literally feels like she escaped. She's not going back. So, let's see. Spirit. Let's just ask. Is Megan Fox going to go back to Brian Austin Green if her and Colson break up? Spirit. Is Megan Fox going to go back to Brian Austin Green if her and Colson break up? She just sees that as like a disaster, to be honest with you. And it's like going back to prison to her. So she'll just end up moving on to somebody else. I think Brian Austin Green just wants to think that's what's gonna happen, you know, like, it makes me feel better. I can sleep at night, like, I know this is gonna work out and you're gonna want to come home. So, just want to ask, Spirit, what kind of person is Megan Fox going to end up with after Colson? I feel like it's somebody, of course, else in the industry. I keep feeling like it's gonna be one of these actors who's maybe not so mainstream, but has done like a lot of work. And people like know who he is, but is it like, oh my God, like that's Brad Pitt or George Clooney, like kind of name recognition? No, like it feels more, and it's not this person, but the only name I could think of right now was like Timothy Chalamet, or however you pronounce his name, where it's like he just sort of kind of came out of nowhere, and he sort of has this niche of like doing really great like indie films and telling these very interesting stories, you know. So it's more like I'm more into it to express myself through art and not just to be like the big movie star in the world kind of a person. But it's going to be really grounding for her. It's going to be good for her. It's going to be good for her career too. So I don't see her like marrying that person in these cards. I mean, they could, but because I just asked like what kind of person is she going to end up with next. But she's definitely going to end up with somebody who is in the entertainment industry, because when I have the King of Wands and the Fool card behind it, like that's somebody who's like a creative. She'll be happy though. I mean, you guys, this is the thing. Sometimes people are sent to our life to like wake us up, give us the courage, idea, initiative to leave something that we already knew wasn't working for us. And that's exactly what Coulson's role was in Megan's life. And she's, you know, going to take some time for herself after this and work on herself a little bit and get herself back together again. So it's not a bad thing. Remember, not every relationship that doesn't work out isn't a bad thing. It just means we loved each other for when we were supposed to, and now we're done. And that's basically like kind of what I'm getting here between the two of them. But like I said, I don't feel like it's toxic, it's awful, or anything like that. It's just, is this there forever? No. But he did her a favor in the meantime. So anyways, guys, I love you all so very much. And she did him a favor too, because let's not forget, Megan Fox is a baddie. So I will see you guys all again soon. I will have a reading coming on Brian Austin Green himself. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, because this was a reader's request. And I will see you guys all again soon. Bye.